How y'all doing? You know, this world is in transition, guys. And we all feel it because we're human. And, you know, because we're human, we're experiencing things that are outside of our humanity. And because we're experiencing things outside of our humanity and outside of the human experience, it's touching parts in our being that we've never experienced. And this doesn't mean that the world is ending. It means that the decisions we have to make as a people and a humanity right now are clear. It's becoming very, very clear for people. It's becoming very, very clear that there's an enemy that hates humanity, and he's played us for a long time through his ways and his world. So what you guys got to recognize is the true voice. The true voice within our hearts. Okay? And that is the Holy Spirit. And it's called growing in compassion, mercy, grace, and love for yourself first, and then for other people. So we're in a time that can be the most terrible, horrific, crazy, insane time for some. Or it can be the most beautiful, glorious, most amazing awakening that we've ever had. But let's do all of us a favor, and please hear my heart on this, guys. Quit giving them your power by entertaining what's happening in their world. Quit giving them your power. Quit giving them your power. That's the word, guys. That's the word. And we do it by doing this stuff all the time. That's why I don't do very many videos. That's why I don't do very many videos anymore. Because we're giving away our energy to what's happening in their world. So give away your energy to life, not to that world. And start thinking differently and positively about who you are inside and bring it out to the world. That's what we got to do, guys. That's what we got to do. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that because it's when you're human, you're frail, you're weak inside, you get scared, you feel powerless because you're a human being. You're a human being, you know? We're human beings, guys. We weren't made to experience some of the stuff we're experiencing. We were made to be on this earth and live on this earth and be human. We were meant to be human, guys, not some super beings. So we're feeling a lot of fears and we're feeling a lot of stuff. And it's scary. It's scary for me. It really is. It's really scary some days. And, you know, in the midst of all that fear, I get comforted. I do. And that's what I want to talk about, man. Is that the Comforter is here. Because the Comforter is here, guys. And that's here to comfort us in our fears. And get our minds straight again. And get clarity back in. So, you know, being a human being on Earth, in the midst of a world that's going in the direction that it's going, I choose to ask for comfort in the midst of a very trying time in our world. We're at the end, guys. Not of humanity. Not of humanity, guys. We're at the end of the dark world. We're at the end of Satan's world. We're at the end of his world. So he's trying to take everybody down with him. That's what's going on, guys. We're at the end of their world, guys. So yeah, we're at the end times. And it's either you're for God or you're not. There's no middle ground anymore, guys. There's no messing around. So you're either going to walk in righteousness, peace, mercy, grace, care, love, and compassion and gentleness and kindness, and speak truth and love, or you're going to go with their confusing rhetoric and do drugs and get information from their world. And you're gonna confuse yourself through acid gurus and people who don't really care about us. You're gonna listen to people who've done drugs and convey knowledge and information that doesn't really make much sense unless you do drugs too. And though there's mixtures of truth in some of that stuff, it won't ever lead you to who you are or who the truth of who you are is. That's only found in the image and likeness of God. That's only found in the image of God in you. That's who we are, guys. We're made in the image and likeness of God. We're marked by Him, not by them. So the image and likeness is being human. It's being a human being. It's feeling. It's expressing. It's feeling your body. It's feeling you. It's feeling from the inside out. And our spirits are so much greater than our bodies, guys. Our bodies aren't who we are. It's just an expression of who we are. Our bodies are an expression of what we see within. I like Adidas, man. I said this to a guy a long time ago. You know, I've been aware of all this information, all this spiritual information, and I'm sitting with him and we're talking, and I'm just like, man, I just like Adidas. I just like Adidas. I like Adidas. I have since I was young. I had a friend who was a soccer player, but I always liked the color scheme. I always liked those shell-toe shoes, you know. It was just always about Adidas. It had nothing to do. I mean, I remember Corns all day. I dream about sex and all that. It had nothing to do with that, man. I just like the style. I'm an artist. So, you know, I got tired of being around, and I think he did too, is you get around these people who are seem so spiritual, right? And there was like this spiritual wave of information that came in the last, I don't know, it happened between 2012 and 2015. And that's all people were talking about, that I was around circles like that. But it got old because you just wanted to be like, I like Adidas. Or I like, I like roses. Or I like, I don't like Starbucks coffee. I like this coffee. I drink at Starbucks, but it's not the greatest coffee in the world, guys. So, or I like shooting guns. And I do. I miss it. It's been a long time. Or I like jumping in rivers naked. It's something I like. I like the outdoors. I like the outdoors, guys. I like being in the mud and getting dirty and catching snakes with my bare hands. But we've gotten that's just being human, man. It's just being human. And I like rock and roll, man. I like Alice Cooper. I saw that with my mom, man, years ago. I like rock and roll. I like just the simplicity of living on this earth. And this mandala affected reality, that it's just that I'll say this, guys. That mess has not, you've got to look at it as a whole. It has affected people's lives in only dark, negative ways. So where do you think that comes from? That's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you guys the question, where do you think that comes from? Because it doesn't come from God. God isn't the author of confusion. And thank God I'm not God. I'm not God. Thank God I'm not. There's a whole movement, I'm God, right? I saw that too. Got involved in all that mess. I'm not God. My name's David. My name is David. It's my name. It's not who I am, it's my name. It's the name. I was named David Joseph Miley, and it's an amazing name because there's so much awesome stuff behind that name. So, that's my name, guys. That's a part of who I am. That has experiences and life experiences and everything behind it. which is awesome. I'm happy to have the name David Joseph Miley. I'm happy that I have that name. It's a great name, right? But what I'm getting at is, I talk to people on Facebook, and I removed one guy, and I did it respectfully and honorably, but he would post over and over all this love, 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 and we're love, and blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, your name's Bruce. So how are you, Bruce? I'm love, man. And he'd just go around in circles. And I'd be like, that's great, Bruce. He'd go round and round in circles about how he's love, and he'd just keep going on and on about the revelation of love and how all this stuff, man. And he couldn't tell me who he really is. He couldn't answer a simple question. Who are you, Bruce? Couldn't answer a simple question. There's people like that in this world. I couldn't even do that because I was so caught up in this mess, guys. I was so caught up in this mess, guys. And we're made in the image and likeness of God. And that came in the form of Jesus Christ, guys. You got to understand something. Jesus, Yeshua, is a man. And he is the image and likeness bearer of God, the Son. Who is he? He's the Son of God. He's the express image on earth of who God is. He's the expressed image. He's the image bearer of who God is. That's Jesus. He was nailed to the cross to restore our image in the real living God. It's really simple. He got nailed to the cross, and the revelation of the cross is the redemption of our identity in God. It's that simple. So that's what this is about. Being a human being. In the title, the Christ is the revelation of God and man. Pretty simple, guys. So there's my video today, man. I hope it encourages you. I've repeated some of this stuff, but I'm on this thing of recovering me as David, so that we love people. Love a homeless guy. There's some crazy ones out there, man. I was one. I was crazy on the streets. I had some crazy nights, man. But the thing is I was crazy in my heart. My heart was hurt. My heart was hurt. So my mind was going nuts. So I wasn't really crazy. I wasn't really mentally ill. I was seeing how mentally ill our world is. When I was looking through the eyes of a guy sitting on a street corner, watching how insane our society has become. And I was picking up on all the insanity, guys. I was picking up on all the insanity. That's what I was seeing. And our society is really sick right now. So what the question would be that you got to ask yourself inside your heart is, first, how can I love myself well? And then love others out of that, man. Because there's a verse and it says, love God first Here's how the fulfillment of the law. We're in a really messed up law world too. The fulfillment of the law is this. Love God first, and then love others like you've been loved. So that's it. So if you're loved inside and you're out in public, love somebody like you've been loved. Whether it's buy them a meal, or even if it's someone else, pay for coffee for someone. When you're in line, just surprise someone, Surprise them. Be like, here, I'm going to buy you a coffee. They'll be what? Huh? Because if we're aware and we're awake, and we know about NPCs and all that stuff, let's interrupt. Let's interrupt it in the right way. Start loving people. That's how we wake them up. Just start loving them, guys. Just be human beings again. If you're aware and awake of it, that's what we got to do. Small little acts of care and kindness, no matter what you do each day. For real. And doesn't matter. Hug someone too. We're so scared to touch each other, man. I noticed that too. Just hug someone. That's it, just hug someone. And, it's amazing what we can do by just those simple acts. That's sick. So, I love you guys. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't ever give up, guys. Because we've got this. And we'll overcome all things in Him who is in us, because He's greater than this world's deceit. He's greater than this world's illusions, deceits. He's greater than it. So don't ever give up, guys. Just keep going. Don't ever, 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 ever give up. Bless you guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Peace. I'm out.